Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you for being here today. Hope you're feeling well and strong. Our topic today is health. It's about screenings that I think are essential for all women over 50. Now, I'll start off by saying, of course, that I'm very much into this right now because as we get older into our 70s and late 60s, we know that our health is fragile. Things start happening, and it's a natural progression as we age, and it's something that we can embrace, but we can be careful about. We can take the steps in advance to just learn early about things that might be needing some medical attention, some medication, or some lifestyle changes. And if you are not going to your doctor on a regular basis, during your 40s and 50s, please consider starting it when you're in your 60s. I know that it's expensive in the United States to get medical help. I know Medicaid is something that kicks in, I think, around 65. I'm not sure of all the details, but please be informed. This is the message really for this video, is be informed about what's available for you and talk to your doctor intelligently. Now, I know that not many, and not all of you, few of you are using any of the artificial intelligence apps on your phone or computer, but I found that for framing questions, it's a very good resource. So go and simply say, what are 5 tests that I should have as a woman over 50? What are the 4 questions I should ask my doctor if I'm feeling these symptoms? Just be like really prepared and take a notepad into the doctor. They don't mind. Just take your little notes in and sit down with them and talk and look them in the eye as a person. I know this can be threatening sometimes, but I think that given my current experiences in the hospital, and I know you all know about it. And by the way, I'm doing great now. We've got everything under control, but there's one test in particular that I'm going to talk about here today that I would really love everybody to consider. Maybe something that your doctor does as a matter of course, but there's many. Anyway, let's go through some of the ones that you know about, the ones that are very well documented, and you've got them on your checklist. And the first one is a bone density test. Now, everybody knows that osteoporosis is a risk, and I think it's called a DEXA scan, D-E-X-A, and it measures the density of the minerals in your bones, so it can determine how strong your bones are, and also like detecting osteoporosis and the degeneration of the strength of your bones. There's things you can do for this: medication, dietary changes, all kinds of things that can make it a little where you can stop the progression. Exercise, of course, is a really big one, but make sure that you get a bone density test somewhere in your 60s and, do some, well, maybe you're all aware that you should do like, bone density or muscle exercises, like these, what do you call them, weight-bearing exercises, where you just get cans of soup. That's what I do sometimes. Just lift them up. Just get your muscles a little stronger and watch your diet. All these things can be detected by an osteoporosis test. The need for these things can be detected. Second one is a cholesterol test. Now, oh goodness, there's so much going on with diet and food, and what foods have got high cholesterol producing, and what's the level of triglycerides in your blood. I mean, it's actually complicated because we're not doctors, right? But our doctor knows. And so doing that cholesterol test can give them an idea of your good and bad cholesterol, where it stands. I think it's called a lipid panel that they use to do this judgment. It's good to check it every couple of years. Some people who have a history of diabetes and a family history of heart disease should probably go more often. And I'm not saying like show up on your doctor's doorstep every 5 minutes, but schedule it every 2 years. I do mine on my birthday. Around my birthday. I'm not doing mammograms every year now. That's another one I'll talk about, but I have a schedule and I just do them. And I know, after being in the hospital and waiting for tests, I waited endlessly for like 3 weeks for, results of tests. And it was really hard. And for goodness sake, the people in my community here are going through much, much more complicated illnesses and long-term therapies. It's just waiting for the diagnosis. But just do the test, sit down, be strong, be ready for what comes back, because it's better to know than not to know. It's better to be informed. So that's the first thing, is a cholesterol test is important. Of course, there's early detection can help you with medications and also lifestyle changes. So those are kind of important. Another one, okay, everybody loves this one so much. I just know you're all going to be turning off the video. Colonoscopy. Colonoscopy? Okay, colorectal tests are not the most, procedure that everybody wants to do. Basically, what do? They insert like a little tube in your butt, and they just look in your colon for anything that's not looking right. For the infections, the lining of the colon, like whether it's got any kind of tumors or any kind of things that shouldn't be there. And it's crucial for detecting cancer. Colorectal, I get it right, colorectal cancer is super important. They say that you should do it every 5 years or whatever after the age of 45. And I could be honest, I've never had one. I've never done it. I'm preaching to you to get this done, and I haven't done it. And maybe I should. Maybe we should all do it together, make it colorectal cancer month, and go check. It's a big cause of cancer. And I don't know, I don't know, as I said, I'm not a doctor or even a medical professional, but I do know that there's, a lot of our eating habits and our lifestyle habits that can cause this. And the only way you're going to check is if you get that little exam. They knock you out with a sort of local anesthetic so you don't really feel it. They make you clean out your system completely before, which I've heard is actually quite nice to do that, to feel completely clean before you go into the test. Take somebody with you if you want, have some support. It's okay. And I should be not recommending it 100% to you if I haven't done it myself, but that's me. Okay. So another one to do is your blood sugar. Now, blood sugar for me has been a challenge. My mom had diabetes. There is diabetes in my family, and I have not been so careful over the years with my sugar intake, butter, dairy, all those kinds of things. And this is going to come into play with another one-up test I'll tell you about. But blood sugar is really important. And if you are on the pre-diabetic scale, if your blood sugar is too high, your insulin levels, you need to do something about it. It's I think it's the number one, disease in the United States, diabetes. And it's linked to obesity. It's linked to people that are just not regulating their insulin properly. It's just, not working. And so you have to get very thoughtful about how you're going to deal with this. Now, I went in about 2 years ago, and the doctor said that I was pre-diabetic, meaning that I was just on that fine line with blood sugar. And so for a year, I actually made an effort. I don't think I've actually ever shared this with you. I actually made an effort to lose weight. I lost 20 pounds. I tried my best to cut back on the things that I loved, like butter and not so much sugar, but dairy products, which I think were cool. So I went back about 6 months ago, and it was just not perfect. It was below the line, though, pre-diabetic. So I felt like I'd done something positive to make an impact. And it's always nice when you see that, when you see that you've made a change, and now you've got to continue that. I'm not going to try to lose more weight necessarily, but watch my food, watch my lifestyle, walk, exercise, all those things. Early detection with diabetes is critical. And it's really something that they can treat with medicine. I think it's metformin. There's a few others now that are actually definitely focused on treating diabetes, but you don't need to get that far. Just try to nip it in the bud, okay? Your gut, and there's two other ones that I would actually recommend to think about. Your gut biome, and that's kind of related to the colonoscopy. There's been a lot of research recently, and I'm not, as I said, an expert, but about the makeup of the environment in your gut. That if you don't eat the right foods, you don't feed put food into your stomach and into your intestinal system that is good for you, that is going to give variety in your gut biome, in the environment in your gut. It has an effect on your body in all kinds of ways. If anyone's got, actually, I wonder if one of our bloggers can write about this, because I don't know much about it other than it's important to eat a balanced diet, a healthy diet. Plant-based seems to work for a lot of people, or minimal meat, just maybe fish. There's things you can do to get that balance in your gut that is going to keep you healthy. Final one that I learned the hard way. I hadn't been doing, and I want you just to tell you about it. And that is your liver enzyme check, or your liver in general, gallbladder and liver. Super important parts of your body. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating, because I went through it myself, but just the research I've done, this is serious. Liver is like one of the things that is a silent killer. It's a silent, it doesn't give any symptoms sometimes of the diseases that turn out to be pretty much incurable. Now, I don't mean to be dramatic about this because there are medicines and there are things that you can do. But when you have a degenerative liver disease, it's really going to play itself out. Now, and so what you should do in terms of testing is every time you go in to have a blood test for any reason, like to check your sugar, to check your any other function, just ask the doctor to check your liver enzyme level. And the liver enzyme level is a detector of disease. So when your liver enzymes are very high, there's something that is not working in your liver. And so then they have to go back and do tests and find out why those liver enzymes are so high. And it can actually be a combination of things. I'm not going to talk about the diseases and the things because I'm not an expert. All I know, though, is that liver enzymes are a detector for the health of your liver and also for the gallbladder, your bile, all that part of your body that goes in, that processes and filters all the food, supplements, drinks, everything that you drink and eat and take supplements goes through your liver. And if it doesn't like what you're eating or the supplements you're taking, you can have a negative response to that and your enzymes will go up. So that's another thing to consider as a test for all women over 60. Now, I've gone over a bit on this video. I know I have because it's important. And I hope that if you want to give some feedback on this, give some of your own thoughts. I may be on a spectrum not in agreement with you. You may have different life experience, but I think that those 6 or so, 5 essential, and then the 1 extra are kind of important ones to consider. Just consider. Talk to your doctor, okay? Stay strong, stay healthy, everybody. It's important. We've got a beautiful life to live here. Let's go out in the world and shine in a healthy way, okay? Stay strong, and I look forward to hearing your feedback, and thank you for being here. Love you.